Welcome to this episode of the Gunman. This video here is the third video I'm making on the Finishing Line gun. FLG4 670 is the model. So the 670 means that it's a solvent-based gun. 671 is the water-based gun, which basically means it's got stainless steel insides and the water-based base coat isn't going to damage it over time. So I've done the 1.8 and the 1.5 review and demo. Haven't been 100% happy with the results I've been getting. It's been getting the paint on okay, but it struggles when it's a little bit thicker. So what I've found is you thin that paint down a little bit more and it comes out of the gun a bit better. Now, compared to the DeVilbiss GTI Pro and the Pro Lite, which is equivalent to the Techno in America, same gun, it's just named differently in America. Compared to this gun, the fan on the FLG4 is much smaller. It's still an efficient gun. It's pretty good quality gun. Just not quite up there with the GTI Pro or Pro Lite. So the gun comes with the regulator down the bottom. It also comes with the 3 separate air caps. So for a DIY guy who wants it all in one gun, something that they can use, you know, just maybe 5 or 10 times a year, not use it every day, but it can do everything because you can put the primers in it, you can put your base coats, you can put your low VOC top coats, you can put your clear coats all through the same gun just by changing the fluid tip, which is this part here. You just get a wrench, take that off, you go from your 1.3, 1.5, 1.8. So it is a HVLP spray gun, meaning that the holes on either side of the air cap are quite big, so it does require a decent amount of air supply, so that's high CFM. It runs at a low pressure, but it needs a high volume of air to run through the gun. So we've got just a little job here that I'm going to be demoing it on, just a bumper bar, just a bit of a spot repair for a customer. Just wanted to tidy his car up a bit. So I'm using the Metalux base coat here. I've just matched a little bit of colour up, just black metallic, and I'm using the European clear coats here. This is just a cheap clear that was at this workshop when we came, so we decided just to use it up on some of these quick jobs. So here we go. So all we're doing on this job is just that grille. We're sort of doing the lower section of that front bumper bar, and we're just doing the rear bumper bar as well. We'd carried out just a few minor repairs on it, and just a quick job and a full cut and polish. So it's this car was for my business partner's friend. They just wanted the car just done on the cheap, but to look half decent again. Enough about the car. I'll more be focusing on the gun. However, I will give you guys a look at the car once it's all finished off. So as soon as I started using this with base coat, I've got a gun now that I'm actually happy with. I mentioned before that I wasn't 100% happy with the way that it was spraying the thicker paint, so I used the 1.5 and the 1.8. 1.8 really struggled with the thicker primer. Thinned it out, it goes okay. So, you know, for the DIY guy, I wouldn't totally rule it out. I really do think that it's great that one gun and you can do everything with it. And for the 1.5mm, as I mentioned in the last video, a bit of a funny size from my experience anyway. I've never come across many other guns with 1.5 on them. Most of the time it's sort of 1.3, 1.4 on some of them, and then, you know, your primer guns come up to 1.82mm. But hey, that 1.5 actually did quite well with the low VOC top coat. Got some pretty good results with it. So quick run through the settings. As you may have noticed just there, when I'm using my base coat for this, I'm holding the gun back a bit and I've got the pressure down. That's the pressure I had it set at. It might have been 10 to 12 psi. Don't forget, it was a pretty warm day. It was probably around the 40 degrees Celsius. Now, if the temperature's a little bit lower, the pressure is going to come up. So I might even have the base coat setting sort of 15 to 20 psi, and then my clear coat, which you'll notice here, I'm actually going to be using a higher pressure for my clear coat. See, that's sort of maybe around the 17 psi mark. Again, that might come up to say 20, 25 psi on a colder day. And you will notice I'm holding the gun a little bit closer and I'm moving a bit quicker. The reason for this is if I was to paint it the same way I was painting my base coat, I would end up getting very dry finish and very poor orange peel. You'd probably run the risk of getting runs too. You'd end up getting too much material on the panel. By the time it was a closed coat or a full wet finish, there would be too much material. So that's why I like to especially with a HVLP spray gun, it is better that when you're using clear coat, that you do have the gun a lot closer than even sort of conventional and LVLP spray guns. Yeah, I do have another video that explains to you guys exactly the difference between LVLP, conventional, and HVLP spray guns. I was just by chance today, I was watching another very popular YouTube channel. Not even gonna bother telling you guys who it was, but he's got about 45,000 subscribers, and he actually himself doesn't even understand what a conventional spray gun is. In his mind, a conventional spray gun was a suction fed spray gun, but that's not necessarily a conventional spray gun. That is a suction fed spray gun. You can still have gravity fed conventional spray guns, and it's more to do with the size of the tips. So there you go, I've put the first coat on, just giving it a good 5 minutes in between coats, come back, and I've decided to put you guys on the head mount for the second coat, give you guys an up close and personal look, a bit more detail hopefully when I'm getting this second coat of clear on. So look, I'm totally happy with the way this gun sprays clear over base. I'm really surprised. After the results I was getting in the previous two videos, yeah, I might even start doing some exterior panels with it. So since doing this video here, I've actually recorded some more footage. I'm doing up a HJ Holden Monaro, and that was just the insides. I decided to paint with that. I decided I've got the GTI Pro light, so I may as well use that for the exterior panels. But when I get a job come up that's a pretty nice car, I'm going to put this thing right to the test just to show you guys you can actually get extremely nice finishes for clear over base. Yeah, this job here was just a bit of a small job, as I said before, just a bit of a tidy up. So if it wasn't perfect, I wasn't going to be losing any sleep, you know. Yeah, the end result was definitely acceptable finish. That clear coat, that Europe clear coat there, it's absolute garbage, I'm not going to lie. It just really died in the arse when it dried, so it just went yeah, really dull and stuff like that. But we were able to bring it up with a quick buff. It looked really nice off the gun, as you guys will see just in a minute. Yeah, however, it just must be the quality of that clear. We've got a bit of a thing over here in Western Australia, Perth, Western Australia. Basically, we pay double the amount of paint, wet paint, than just about the rest of Australia. Because we're such an isolated city, the way they say it is it's dangerous goods transports, so you have to pay that extra amount for it. So people are always looking for ways to save a couple of dollars by using cheaper clears and cheaper primers. And obviously the person who had this clear, you know, probably didn't spend too much money on it, and hey, I tried saving money by using it as well, which I did. I saved myself a couple of dollars just by using up some of this old clear. And results pretty nice, as you can see there. That's a pretty nice orange peel. I'd be happy if just about any gun gave me that finish, to be honest. It's right up there with yeah, any top line gun. It gives you a nice wet finish. What else can you really ask for? The gun itself is a reasonable price. Australian dollars, I think it cost me about $270 all up to get shipped to Australia. However, American viewers, it was only about $170, $180 US. Yeah, the exchange rate took it up to about $230, $240, and then I paid about $30 or $40 for shipping. So there you go, there's another quick look at the gun there. FLG4 is the model. Just a recap, 670 is the model number, 671 is if you wanted to use it for water base. This is the car, when we're giving it a bit of a cut and polish, the paint had all faded on it. There was a few chips and scratches in it. As you can see there, we've masked up the sign writing that he's got on the side so we don't shine it up because it's meant to be a matte finish. gone around, done a lot, full detail inside and out, opened the doors up, cleaned the entire inside out, cleaned up underneath the bonnet, and it's a nice looking car again. There you go, check out these couple of vids at the end if you haven't already seen them. Thanks for watching, and this has been another Gunman production. Goodbye.